Okay, let me tell you a story. Back in 2016, Trump won the election, and everybody was like, "What?" And I'm like, "I know what." So I'm reading a bunch of articles and trying to explain how did this happen. So one article, they were interviewing this young man in a small Midwestern town, and they asked him, why did you vote for Trump? And he said, during the recession in our small town, the bowling alley closed, and I'm hoping that by voting for Trump, he will reopen the bowling alley. And I totally got what he was talking about. Because if you've lived in a small town and one of the major businesses closes, and, imagine if you live in a small town and there's only one movie theater, and that movie theater closes. That's something more people can relate to. You'd be like, what the heck? This sucks. So the bowling alley closes, and this guy says, maybe if I vote for Trump, he can reopen it. And, I don't know if he actually meant Trump personally will reopen it, or if Trump's policies will make a change in the town so that the bowling alley is reopened. I would bet you a nickel after two and a half years or whatever of Trump's presidency that bowling alley is still closed. So, let's give that voter a reason for voting for someone other than Donald Trump. And of course, what I'm talking about here is Andrew Yang's Freedom Dividend. Everyone's like, well, what's a Freedom Dividend? And it's the idea that each American citizen, 18 and older, gets $1,000 per month. Let that sink in. $1,000 per month. I'm like, holy Christmas. That's big. It's not like go $1,000 once and then you're done. That's it. Nope, $1,000 every month. And you're like, holy Christmas. Now let's imagine this same small town, Midwestern town, every person in town has $1,000 extra per month. I mean, that, if anything, as far as a policy reopening that bowling alley, that's what's going to do it. Every person has an extra $1,000 per month. How could that bowling alley remain closed, for crying out loud? Everybody's going to want to go bowling because why not? They've got a little bit of cash in their pocket, more than a little bit. Like, man, let's make this happen. And that's the thing. I think when people think about the Freedom Dividend, they think about how is this going to affect me? $1,000 a month. I mean, that's great, but what can I do with that? And you have to think of it from the point of view of not just you, but your entire community, the entire small town, everybody, every adult 18 and over, $1,000 a month. What impact could that have for a community? So it's time to reopen the bowling alley. Bada boom, bada bing, and the bowling alley is open now. And now, for the people who are underemployed or unemployed, you don't want to just live on this $1,000 a month. It's not meant to replace your income. It's an addition to your income. And if you don't have any income, guess what? The bowling alley just reopened. They need some people to work there. They need some people to work the snack bar, the whole freaking deal. So the bowling alley reopens, people get new jobs, and now it's a fun place to go. Hey, you can go bowling. You know what they got on Tuesday nights? They've got $3 pitchers of beer. That's right, at the snack bar. There's going to be a line out the door. And they've got pizza, and they've got bowling. And on Wednesdays, seniors bowl free. And how can the bowling alley afford to do that? Because seniors aren't going to be hitting the snack bar, and prices will be back to normal. The Tuesday $3 pitcher thing, yeah. Wednesday, no, it's back to full price. And seniors are going to be tossing them back. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's a win-win-win for everybody. And it's important to realize that the Freedom Dividend doesn't only benefit people that are over 18. It benefits everybody. Kids know when their parents are stressed about finances. Oh gosh, it's time for back to school and I can't afford my kids' school supplies. Those constant financial stresses disappear with the Freedom Dividend. Parents can now buy shiny new backpacks and pencils and paper and crayons. Not the little box of crayons of 8. You can, come on, you're getting $1,000 a month. Put a crowbar to your wallet, pry out enough money for the box of 64 crayons, the big box. And what about the young teenage garage rock band down the street, little 16-year-old kids, Vicky Gemstone and the Lonely Boys, and the bowling alley manager says, hey Vicky, I'd like to have your band play at the bowling alley on Saturday nights. We're going to have a rock and bowl night. I can pay our band like, $50 every weekend. And Vicky says, oh, well, $50 isn't very much. The manager's like, oh, really? Well, how much is your band making now? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll do it. So now you got these teenagers making a little pocket money, and they get to be rock stars for a few hours. How cool is that? So now you got the bowling alleys reopened. You got Saturday night rock and bowl. You got the Wednesdays seniors for free. You got the Tuesday $3 pitchers. Bowling leagues start up. Now you've got Miss Smith over at the elementary school, and now she's meeting Fireman Joe because, hey, they're all in bowling leagues, and now people are meeting each other. Again, building a sense of community. And now you've got, I've already forgot their names, Susie and Joe, whatever their names are. They get married. Guess what happens? Between two of them as a married couple, now they are getting $2,000 a month. One gets $1,000, the other gets $1,000. That's $2,000 a month. Holy wow, that's a lot. So now we're talking, mortgage payment. Like, holy shit, we can actually buy a house now. I mean, it's a total game changer. This $1,000 a month. And so the whole idea of let's make America great again. And I get that. I totally understand that. Let's make America the way it used to be. Like, for example, when the bowling alley was open and everything was cool. And now it's not. So how do we get back to that? The Freedom Dividend is your ticket out. That's what's going to do it. It's actually going to make a fundamental change right on the ground level. And now that the bowling alley is reopened, guess what? The bowling alley is paying property tax. And that tax goes to the county. Now the county can fix these freaking pothole roads. They can fix up the school, maybe even hire an art and music teacher at the high school that they haven't had for the last decade because they got rid of them because they couldn't afford them. And now you got businesses opening up, more jobs opening up. And again, the $1,000 a month, that is not something you just say, well, I can't live on that, so therefore, I'm going to eat some worms. What the hell? Just take the money, spend it, save some, get out of credit card debt, all these great things you can do, where if you are like, what's the alternative? Crushing debt and despair? Is that what you want to vote for? Shit. Let's just make this happen. Vote for Andrew Yang, Freedom Dividend, $1,000 a month, and your life, not only your life, but the life of your community is going to change. Mental health is going to improve. Why? Because they've got the fucking rock and bowl at the bowling alley on Saturday nights. Who's going to be depressed there? Nobody, because it's so fucking cool. Man, you don't even have to bowl. You can go there, just go to the snack bar. Listen to the rock band, go to the snack bar. You don't even have to bowl. You can still be part of the community. I don't like to bowl. Too bad, you can still go. It's no law against going to a bowling alley and not bowling. Shit. Let's make this happen. So there you go. That's in a nutshell the Freedom Dividend. It not only reopens the bowling alley, but it makes a whole bunch of difference across the community. Everything. And presto bingo, Joe and Mary they're married now, and they can afford to buy a house. How cool is that? You're thinking about buying a Tesla or a Nissan Leaf or some electric car because you want to do your part for climate change. And when Andrew Yang talks about getting the boot off the throat of the American people so that they can actually address climate change, this is what he's talking about. You want to buy a Tesla? Guess what? You've got an extra $1,000 every month. You can afford one now. Holy shit, can you imagine driving up in your new Tesla? You'll be styling and profiling. And it's an electric car. That's probably smarter than I am. So, Jiminy Crickets, let's go with this. Andrew Yang, 2020, Freedom Dividend. And freedom means freedom, like, it's well named. Because it's going to give you, literally, financial freedom. It's going to be an absolute game changer. Let's say you're making $14,000 a year right now. That's fine. Now you get the Freedom Dividend. Now you're making $26,000. Let that sink in. I mean, that's big. That's a huge difference. Good gosh. All right, that's all I got to say. So Andrew Yang, 2020, Freedom Dividend, make it happen. All right. guess what? The bowling alley is reopened, and it's a lot of fun to go there.